start from scratch.
All right, I'm going to give a little more volume here.
Give a little more volume. All right, good morning, everybody. Back to Facebook land. Thank you for that, for your patience during that transgression of technology. We appreciate it. So, welcome to Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. Yeah, hit record. You're going to record on that. We're ready to go, hopefully. And we'll finally have a recorded audio podcast for you. Excellent. So, we are here. Neal Portnoy at the end of the table. To your right, my left. I am Aaron Phillips, and sitting between the two of us, why don't you introduce our guest for the morning?
We have a couple of guests, very important people, not just here in Las Vegas, but nationwide, probably worldwide, with the guy to your right. We have over here Marlo Anderson. The J is silent. That's just a personal joke. Marlo is the founder, the man behind National Day Calendar. You can probably see what he's wearing. It says celebrate every day. He's got 3.2 million of those shirts in every color available for sale on their website.
I did not wear this shirt yesterday, though.
That's what we call a cheap
You
one.
did not last night?
For the first time ever that I've ever seen you, it was the first time I didn't have a Celebrate Every shirt.
I was shocked.
You were shocked.
I was shocked, maybe. I thought it was a new brand you were testing out and didn't want to put the logo on yet, but we'll figure that out later.
We will, yes.
To your left, we have CJ Thompson from Platinum Media, Edge Media, the guru in mobile apps, and good bud of mine, both of these guys. It's nice Marlo's in town from North Dakota. That is one of our 50 states. I have yet to go there, but I did see the movie Fargo, if that counts.
We are actually most known as being the last state everybody goes to in the United States.
Really?
It's a great honor for us, actually.
Well, when they do that thing, can you name the 50 states?
Yes.
And everybody goes with the A's and they go through the B's and, they get to the ends. And, we have New England and then we have New Dakota and we have all of these new things. And I just added in because sometimes you forget that state.
So New England is a state?
It's a bunch of states. It's like what California should be.
I thought they had a new one or something. I wasn't aware of it.
CJ, you're from California, so California is one state, but how many states do you think it should be?
Well, there's propositions out there that want to go with a two-state. So, Northern California and Southern California, quite different from one another, no doubt.
So they've actually asked to be a different country, is that correct as well?
They wanted to secede from the Union and be their own country, basically.
That's correct.
Well, if all of the weather and let's, our hearts go out to everybody out in California.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, at some point, they could actually break away from mainland USA and be their own country.
They could be right next to Hawaii. They could break off, float away, go right and be another island to Hawaii if they want.
Well,
and then Nevada becomes a beach state.
Well, aren't we the 8th island of
the ninth.
Hawaii? The 9th.
The 9th. Is it the 9th or the 8th?
I think it's the 8th.
It
could be wrong, but
it's more than 7, I know that.
They do consider Las Vegas the 8th island of Hawaii.
That's right.
Did you know that, Marlo?
I have never heard this before.
Can we have a National Day 8th island of Las Vegas or something? I don't know.
Is it because there are so many people from Hawaii that come here?
Yes.
Indeed.
It is amazing.
Yeah,
He is not silent. I'm sorry.
Can you turn the volume up on the...
Shall we go a little bit with the volume?
Just a little bit juice on that. There you go.
Go again?
So before we get a little deeper,
sure.
Last week we kind of started a little trend. I had a pet peeve to get off my chest last week, if you recall, was the driving slow in the left lane. And you and I were chatting about this the other day. And guys, please feel free to tell me how you feel about this.
Did you recognize Neal?
Yes. The issue that I have, it's another driving pet peeve, and I'm sure you guys have all faced this. You pull into a parking spot, and the car next to you does not straighten out. They park on the turn when they turn into the spot, so they're all angled, the tires are turned. You get there, you park, and why can't people just straighten their car out and get between the lines parallel and make it easier for the next person?
You wonder why there are more handicap plates. Those people should apply for them.
That's a good idea. I mean, you guys face this stuff. I mean, tell me this doesn't bug. We have Bob Maxwell, by the way, sitting in the studio. He's starting a trend. I want to get audience people here to join us. So when we do this, we'd love people to come down and watch us live. Bob right now, standing room only, because he's the only one here and he can stand wherever he wants to. So he's here. I want to thank him. But I mean, this is crazy. The parking and the way people drive in this town it's got to just be more than me, I would think.
Marlo, jump in.
I see. I know he keeps putting the microphone over to me. Well, I come from an area where space is no problem. So if you want to park weird, kittywampus, whatever you want to do, right? You just park away from where everybody else is parking because there's plenty of room.
You see that? It's kittywampus and not cattywampus.
Yeah.
Just
right,
saying.
that's the
We
third
had a
president,
conversation
kitty
earlier.
corner
That's
and
correct.
catty corner.
That's
Right.
right.
Gotcha,
That's
gotcha,
right.
I understand, gotcha.
Do we have to look that word up too, like the game last night? Because I have no idea
All
what that
James
was.
was silent in that word too. By the way, I'm sure everybody watching, by the way, just a shout out to everybody who is watching out there. I want to give a shout out to Glenn. Glenn Alex is out there. Dorothy's watching. Thank you, Dorothy. Who is out there? Stan Shields is out there. Tony's out there. Renee, Sierra, Summer is all out there. And I know that there'll be more coming on. So thank you so much for watching. But the other night, Neal and I decided that today was going to have a little bit of a football theme. And we unfortunately didn't pass it on to our guests, which would have been nice because CJ just kind of started yelling at us.
It's the Hawaiian Football League. I don't know.
It's the Hawaiian Football League.
Does North Dakota have a team?
The Bison.
What's the team?
The Bison.
The Bison. Okay, so do you have any Bison memorabilia, wearable items, or
No, not today.
What, celebrate every bison?
Yeah.
celebrate every Bison?
I think we've won 7 of 8 last. I think we've only lost 1 of the last 8 years for national championships. So the Bison are a big deal.
What are the Bison? I mean, what's the team? What sport is it?
NDSU, North Dakota State University football.
Oh, so it's football. That's what I want to know. So North Dakota State University.
That's correct.
Obviously, you didn't
Bison.
pass the weather class either with geography.
Yes, yes.
Like I didn't either. So I mean, I don't feel alone now.
NDSU is where Carson Wentz came from.
Oh,
Yes.
that's correct.
Yes.
Okay. I
Which
should
in Carson
remember.
is where I'm from. So yes.
So maybe we should do a limited edition collectible on Carson and raise money for the Bisons.
Yeah, they
Right.
need a lot of money.
I put that out there, and I got a connection now to North Dakota.
There you go.
We'll
Don't
take
you
every
know?
connection possible.
Yeah.
No, don't you know?
Don't
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly. Paula Maggio is now watching us. Thank you, Paula, for tuning in. Please reshare this feed on your pages and have your friends check in and like our page too. By the way.
Paula, I love the new hairdo, by the way. You're getting closer to my hairdo, cutting it as short as you did.
Oh, she went with the short look.
She went to short look.
Sinead O'Connor look.
Not quite.
Okay. Okay. Because I just want to put that in perspective. That's all.
No, I mean, she's already been Portnoy, so I may have to do a new or white
Portnoy
paint some of the hair.
2.0.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so she's out there. Everybody's starting to clamor, and we appreciate that. But we decided to do some football stuff. So obviously, the whatever team he represents is there from Boston area. My Giants. Then we'll do this again in baseball season.
I got to bring this up.
Do you not like my jacket?
Well, that's what I was going to bring up. How did you know where I was going with that?
Because I
That's
saw you
why
staring
we're
at it. You're boring.
well. That's why we are twin brothers from different mothers. But that's got to be one of a kind because I can't see anyone else buying that other than you.
Well, just like Aaron, one of a kind.
There you can see CJ.
Just
CJ
saying.
gets it. He's in my corner. He understands. He gets it. I like CJ even more now.
It looks big on you, though.
It is. I bought this back over Labor Day weekend. I was back east for my niece's bas mitzvahs. And one of the sports stores had it and put it on. And it fit pretty good. But I put it on today for the first time since I brought it home from New Jersey. It's big on me. Because you guys know my story.
Right,
You've seen my
absolutely,
videos.
absolutely.
So this
How-
might
how
be a
many
great
pounds-
story
How
too.
many pounds have you lost since you went on this journey?
125.
Wow.
So it was
That's
a good
amazing.
idea that we did not go to the wide angle when we first.
No, absolutely no. I don't need wide angles anymore. I'm a large. You know what it was like to go through like Walmart and the Targets, and I could bypass the multiple X sizes. I used to be 4 and 5 X's. I mean, I'm large now, and I was like,
Wow.
I'll never go here again. 54 waist, man. I'm into 36.
Wow.
I actually am starting to get cut again. Not with a knife. Not like Eileen's chasing me or anything. But I mean, muscularly
Are
cut.
you sure?
And I do CrossFit 3 times a week. No, I'm not sure. Actually.
Okay, thank you. I was going to bring. Are you sure? I was going to bring that up.
No, well, I keep waking up, so I'm hoping that's a good sign, you know. But yeah, I mean, so it's 125 pounds. I'm pretty much where I want to be. This 214, 215 mark.
That's unbelievable.
So
That's a great
and
story.
It all started January of 2017, so we're not even 2 years in. And my wife, God bless her, we did gastric sleeve, for those who don't know what the magic was, so to speak. She did the sleeve. I did mine August 9th last year. She did hers August 21st. And she went from 266 down to about 143 right now. And
Unbelievable.
as we sit here, she's out of Pilates class doing a back-to-back class because she missed during the week.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, you can find it all on my Facebook page. Aaron Phillips is out there, and my wife's out there. You can see our pictures together. So it's been great.
Hey, let's.
If I was heavier, I would never put a jacket on like this. I can tell you that. Much different confidence to go out, at least in the gallery with this
I
on.
mean, it would be more like a tablecloth the way you. used
That
to
is
wear it.
true. That is very true.
In fact, I heard, and it's only a rumor, that the person who would have made that for you way back when,
Yes.
his first name is Omar.
Omar, I thought it was Attila. They
No,
must be related.
He's a tent maker.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, what
Omar,
I'd
yes.
love to get into today with
Yes,
our two guests,
absolutely.
and you can start with your interview process because that's what you do best.
Okay.
With Marlo.
with Marlo.
So I'm going to let you take over from
All
here
right.
because last time CJ told me I spoke 70% of the time and 30% of the time you spoke. So we're going to even it out this way.
CJ, it was planned that way. I do things like that purposely. So, but anyway, yeah. So Marlo, you know, Neal introduced you talking about that you have the National Calendar Day celebration, and we're going to talk about that privately when we get done because of a mutual client. But I mean, how did you come up with something like this to have a business as a national holiday calendar thing?
Well, it never started as a business. You know, it actually was a hobby. So it really goes back to December of 2012. So people think we've been around forever. So like the Rand McNally of National Day Calendar.
It's all about branding. And
Yeah,
you're out there and people think that that's tremendous branding.
But what it is there was not a place online that you could find where the National Days were at. The history of them, that type of thing. They were out there. Nobody knew where they came from or whatever. So a good friend of mine, we started blogging about the National Days, and it was just a personal kind of hobby thing, you know, trying to figure out where they came from. We were looking at congressional records, old newspapers, wherever we could find this information.
Now, what's your background? I mean, the average person isn't going to all of a sudden say, hey, I got this brilliant idea, I'm going to start blogging. A little bit about your background.
So, yeah, I mean, it's very diverse. It's hard for me to even tell you where I come from, but a lot in technology.
Yeah. That's what I was saying with the bison thing.
What I heard last night, it was a little bit of hillbilly-ish.
Yeah,
We'll get into that later.
We're not going to hillbilly today.
but
yeah, so it was mostly technology. I graduated from high school in 1980 and almost immediately went into computers. Unheard of.
Correct.
I mean, outside of people who were maybe at universities and large corporations, they're using the cards and all this other stuff, right?
COBOL.
Yes, exactly right.
Well, to get in college.
I just started picking it up right away. It was my hobby, and then built a couple of technology companies, sold them off, and that's kind of been my story. And then, as of late, building websites for companies and that type of thing. So that's where this.
You're also on radio. You have a weekly, monthly type show.
I have a weekly show.
Talk a little bit about that.
So I have the Tech Ranch. Started about 6 years ago. It's a weekly show. It's carried in many markets across the country. And
how can people find you? Is
if you just go to thetechranch.com. Simple as that. Thetechranch.com. You can hear it's an hour show every week about technology, and we do it in such a way that it's not over anybody's head. So if the thing is about cell phones this week, we'll probably be talking about cell phones and try to give you some tips on what to buy. My next show, by the way, will be my top 10 picks for Christmas this year, so for the holiday gift season.
Oh, one of which is Portnoy Gallery, right?
Yes, absolutely, because that's
I can't make the top 10. I want to make the top 20.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So that studio that you posted pictures of is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Do you also, is it like a station that you put other content on?
So we're just starting people think that I have all this experience in this space. I don't, but because of a terrestrial radio station and the fact that I have a little bit of following online, a lot of people come to me, and I just thought, it might be kind of fun to start my own tech podcast thing. So that's what it is. It's called Q1 Network. We're just starting it up.
So if a certain podcast show has content that wants to be part of that, how does that happen?
Well, you slip me a couple dollars and we'll take
it. It is Vegas after all.
That's right. Look at this. I'm already making money on this deal.
I have a Jewish bankroll. They're all singles.
They're
all singles.
They are all
I
singles.
was just going to throw that in. He's sitting between two Jews on either end here, and we're going to make them Jewish real quick.
Exactly.
But our plan actually is to leverage National Day Calendar and the following that we have to our podcast network. And then, so if we have food shows, for example, we will actually provide links from those national food days back to the food shows that we have on the Q1 network, right? If it's about health and fitness, health and wealth, whatever it is, right? And you guys you have shows that are to that, we will link to that. So we're gonna take that traffic, push it over to our network, and I think it'll work well. So
I got something for you, Marlo.
Yeah.
I want you, if you would, talk a little bit about this new, I hear some sort of a rumor about a reality show.
Yeah, I guess we have that going on too. Yeah, we have a TV show that we're working on because it's a National Day Calendar. We're in the middle of a movie type of deal too. In fact, we'll be kind of interviewing our script writers on Monday. So for that over in LA.
Hear that, script writers?
Yeah. So here we come, Hollywood.
So you racking up the frequent flyer miles, because you're everywhere in this country.
So my accountant did come to me on Thursday or Friday and said I'm a little over my travel budget this year, just a little bit. So yeah, I'm starting to rack up a few.
Now,
of those
you know,
perks,
along with all that, and correct me if I'm wrong, you know, we're good friends. We share a lot of information together. There was something about the drone industry, and we don't get political on this podcast at all, but you do work with presidents as well, I heard, or offer advice to them or consult with them. Is it something you can share with the listening audience?
You know, I can't share a lot about it, but I am part of a project called the Digital Defense Team. So we do, if there's issues that come up or whatever for our security in this nation, then sometimes I'm consulted on.
You're consultant on.
Yeah,
So we get the big guns in here today.
It's called the Magic 8 Ball. That's how they make decisions. Remember the Magic 8 Ball?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
do.
I still make my decisions
today.
that way.
Come back for another answer. You know, that's what
I wasn't getting the answers with that, so I went to that Ouija board because they told me that Ouija board is much more reliable.
But the J's not silent.
The J's not silent, so it's from Jamaica. That's it said made in Jamaica.
Jamaica Queens?
Jamaica Queens, right. There is a Jamaica Queens.
I know, that's why I brought it up.
You guys call the show ADHD, right?
Yeah, we're like nonstop. So let's bring CJ in a little bit to the conversation here. CJ is the owner, founder of Platinum Edge Media. I'm going to read his hat this time so I don't mix words. I'm a little dyslexic. CJ, tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into this, how people can reach out to you, and the applicable uses for what you do.
Well, thank you. Platinum Edge Media is basically the one-stop shop for all mobile solutions. That is, from mobile apps to augmented reality apps, including standalone apps such as the Santa app is one of our big apps, perfect for this time of year. A little plug there. But how
We'll send your bill, don't worry.
how I got started was kind of a fluke in the app business. 38 years in the photographic industry, working for companies such as Minolta, Nikon, Kodak, etc., and kind of cut my teeth on the technology end of that, being a lighting guru as well as a camera technical rep, if you will. Once I retired from that industry, it just was a natural for me to kind of go back into technology, so to speak, and I started with apps for photographers, and it just blossomed into other things.
Now, you were doing this out in the left coast.
Yes.
Being a New Englander, everything away from me is the left coast. You moved to Vegas almost 3 years ago. Why Vegas?
Why not Vegas? I mean, Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world. And let me tell you, it's incredible to live here, to be able to go anytime, anywhere to see great talent. So Vegas is the place. There's no doubt about that. And also from a corporate standpoint, let's just face it, we'll throw it right out there, is the fact that we don't have taxation.
That's right. It's a very corporate-friendly state.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the big companies, the ones that you mentioned a few minutes ago, those that are still floating around there, I worked for a company that did this. They set up, I hate to say it this way, but a company here in Nevada, a different subsidiary or trust, whatever it was, specific for that reason for the company to take advantage of the tax benefits here for corporations.
Yes.
It is like Delaware is. Delaware is another one on the East Coast.
Now, you're also working with Marlo on a couple projects that we can either allow to talk about, one of which is that virtual augmented reality. Listen, all I do is draw. You want me to try to
You
explain
keep talking about stuff that they may not want to talk about, they're going to kill us. You realize that?
Well,
If they tell us,
listen,
we're dead.
I'm going on body, I'm reading his body motion.
Whose? Marlo's?
Both of them. They're either going to do this, I'm going to
Well, I was gonna say,
That's pretty much what I was about ready to say.
All right, so we're going to skip all that for right now.
Okay, we
Well, we
will.
can talk about one project. If you
Okay,
want.
talk about one project,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, which one did you want to select?
Our app.
Do
Right?
you guys
That's
need to
what
get together?
it's
You guys need to get together first. And
Here, let's huddle a little bit. Yeah.
Perfect. I got that.
CJ's
said,
building our
make that.
National Day Calendar app. So talk about that.
So yeah, we're doing a National Day Calendar app, which is going to be loaded with features. And as I understand, we have about 40,000 people that are in line for this.
Yeah, a lot of people have signed up to have the app already. So
That's
it'll be
incredible.
exciting. Yeah.
That's incredible.
How do they get the app? What do they do? How do they find it?
Well, right now, it doesn't exist.
Okay, but when it does exist, how
When it
are they
does,
going to be able to get it?
It will be available directly through National Day Calendar's website.
Which is?
NationalDayCalendar.com. But you'll be able to get it on the Google Store and the Apple Store as well.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
And that's going to be tremendous for visibility purposes. People are going to always be able to stay connected, even more than they already are, correct?
Yeah, it's probably more about, we're trying to figure out ways that people can celebrate with us. You know, we can't reach out to the millions of people that follow us directly. Impossible to do, right? So we think the app is a way that when it's National Pizza Day, we're going to partner with pizza joints across the country. People can go there and celebrate. We're going to give them, you know, the long-term plan will give some type of virtual currency that they can redeem for prizes. And that way they're kind of celebrating with us, can win some prizes, have a little bit of fun, tell their friends and family.
Are you going to tie in the reality show a little bit to all of this, maybe?
Well, of course, all of this is going to be intertwined a little bit. So,
Yes.
absolutely.
Great idea. Can't wait for it to come out. Is there a kind of release date or listen, time is money. The longer you wait, you're going to lose a little bit of money. But is there any date you're looking for?
Right after
I'm
the first
interested
of
to
the year.
hear. Yeah, I was already saying, I'm very interested to hear what CJ has to say. So, yeah.
Right after the first of the year is going to be the launch of it. So everybody will be just attuned. You can also go to PlatinumEdgeMedia.com to find out more information about that. And we'll keep you posted.
You know what I like? I like that the fact that there's a possibility of a Twin Brothers from Different Mothers app. We should develop something along with that. We know people, don't we?
We know people.
Hey,
And
we
our
know
people,
people.
and
We
our
talk to
people
people.
know your people.
I got Frank Collada in my Rolodex. I'll get him to give you guys a call.
But by the looks of those ones in your wallet, though, I'm not sure it's going to help.
Listen, I can collect them, you know what I'm saying? I'll just stop spending them frivolously. All right, I want to take a little bit of a break because I do have a couple of commercials I'd like to read because people are jumping on board like we've been talking about because we are gaining momentum very quickly. And we have a couple of new sponsors that I just want to read their spots that I've taken the liberty to write on my own. Not that I'm a script writer. I can write 60-second scripts, but that's about it.
So I think it looks great.
You like
It
that?
says the word "the" in there. I think
That's
it's
right.
great.
So it's very important. Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you wake up every day with little aches and pains, or worse yet, were you injured in a car accident? Were you injured just getting out of bed like I tend to do? If you said yes to any of the above, then you need to call Doctors Daniel Buda and Jody Altman from the Centennial Wellness Center. They are located in the Northwest Centennial Hills area. Dr. Buda and Dr. Altman make sure that every treatment provided is tailored to your specific aches and pains. The entire staff is dedicated to making sure that the finest chiropractic care is given to each and every patient. Call 7. Is it almost that time of year to start cleaning up your backyard, but then reality hits you when you realize that you just don't have the time and you want to work on it? Thankfully, there is a solution. Martinez Lawn Service is ready to help. Serving the Las Vegas Valley for over 15 years, Martinez Lawn Service can help you design, build, and maintain your functional landscape. From simple yard cleanup, trimming, and sprinkler repair to designing desert and water-smart landscaping for you to enjoy and entertain your guests. So what are you waiting for? Visit them on their website at martinezlawnservice.com or call their office at 702-373-0643 for a free estimate and see your vision come to life. Call 702-373-0643. That's Martinez Lawn Service. Over 15 years of service and experience. Call today, 702-373-0643. Back to you in the studio. I always want to say that. Back to you in the studio.
Wow.
Is that pretty good?
Well, that's great
Did I do
because
well?
your show before we launched this podcast
Yes.
was just you. So now that you can actually say,
Back to you.
I always want to say Jamaica. You know, that from last night, that Silent J, that whole thing we were doing last and just to bring our listeners up to, and viewers up to par is, we went over to CJ's house last night and had a bunch of people there. And we played this card game, and where you read these and you give answers.
Uh-oh, we're getting a cut sign from another room. I just saw that. We're getting a cut sign from another room.
Well, the cut sign's probably from some hillbilly that walked in off the street. We don't know. And that's the story.
But there's a redhead out there that's firing bullets in the back of your head right now. And I'm not talking your wife.
Well, it's a redhead today. We don't know what's going to be
Oh,
next week.
jeez.
Want me to keep going with this?
Go for it. Hey, it's not my wife that's sitting out there. Have fun, man.
Neither is it mine. I haven't turned to my left, but I'm guessing that Dorothy still is at home, so, you know.
Well, I'm not talking, yeah, that's right.
That's correct. But we played this card game, and one of the answers was Jamaica. And the person to my left looked at me and said, I don't know this word. The J, is the J silent? And I looked at her and said, really? You want me to call it Jamaica? So now that, and we all died. We were all laughing.
You're making me crazy, Mom.
Right, so you know, Marlo came up with, and I don't know how a J in Anderson, where's the J? There's no J.
There's no J in Anderson, but you always get asked this question, is it with an E or an O? You know, Anderson, Anderson, right?
Which one is it?
Well, mine is O.
Okay.
Okay. But instead of answering that way, I just always come back and say, well, the J is silent.
So we can now use the J as silent.
So people are they have no clue how to write my name anymore because I always say the J is silent. They don't even it just takes them off the track of O and E. Yeah, and CJ has the same issue.
I'm going to actually steal that from you if you don't mind.
Hashtag.
Yeah, same thing.
It's got to be a hashtag.
Yeah.
The J is silent.
J is silent.
That's great.
Beautiful.
Hey, let's pick up. I kind of cut you off when we were talking about Platinum Edge Media. How would people be able to use it here locally? The individuals, people with small businesses. Listen, we're in the entertainment capital of the world. You and I have both talked about this would be great when a band goes on stage and all of a sudden they can throw up a little, hey, if you want to buy our merchandise, download our app, text this number. Tell them how that whole thing works.
That's exactly right. Now, we have a product called Show Shoppers. And what it is, it's for the entertainment industry, a band, a stage show, whatever it might be, where they can go in and download an app right there at the show, get a bio, get all the information about the show, maybe a video clip as to what they see, or what they're going to see, I should say. And then they can also buy the merchandise right through the app and have it delivered directly to their seat by the time the end of the show. So it's a fantastic app. So that's what we're doing for the entertainment industry. And then of course, we have a lot of other apps as well.
And people can reach you how?
That's an easy one. You can reach us by phone, 1-800-572-9234, and or go into our website, platinumedgemedia.com.
Now I want to let's tag that because you posted something and kind of fits with the entertainment industry. It's a project that you just launched with the Bronx Wanderers.
Yeah, this has been a project that I've been working on and I'll tell you how it all started. Vinny, the lead for the Bronx Wanderers, the father of the lead with his two sons, had a 60th birthday party. And I get the opportunity to meet Alan Glist, who's their promoter. And I said, hey, look, what are you giving them tonight for a 60th party? Let me do a quick cartoon, one of those portrait illustrations. He said, you can get it done for me tonight? I said, yeah, I'll go back, work on it now. And we presented it to Vinny on stage. Loved it, went nuts, it brought me up on stage, did that whole fan thing. And then all of a sudden, Vinny's son, commissioned me to do one of him. Well, I got 2/3 of the team together, so I had to do the drummer, Nicky.
Right.
And I did all three individuals. Then I went to a graphic designer, Dawn Fierro, who is tremendous from AD Design.
She's amazing.
She's amazing as a graphic designer, and took the 3 caricature illustrations that I did and did a Bronx brick background with an old phone booth and really made it a sellable item. And now through partnering, and we've all talked about how important it is to partner with businesses, I partnered with the Bronx Wanderers and Alan Glist to produce a limited edition rendering print of the illustration, The Bronx Wanderers, and we're offering it in 2 different categories. I'm getting the band members, all 3 of them, to give me their signatures, and I asked them for their checkbook. That
didn't work.
That didn't work.
That's what you want them to sign, most important.
Right. They're going to do the signatures, and I'm going to have that hand stamp printed on the first series of the 18 by 24 prints, which will sell for $99.95,
right,
plus shipping and handling. And then the high-end piece is going to be a lithograph, 18 by 24, hand numbered and signed by me, with only 100 offered.
Mm-hmm.
And then the band will sign live or personally, however you want to say it, all 100 prints for me. And I have put a link up to where you can purchase, order either print on the Bronx Wanderers fan page as well as my social media. So check it out. Great gift for the holiday season for fans that have seen the band or people that live all over the country that follow this, one of the best shows in Vegas, the Bronx.
No doubt.
So where's
They are
the link?
amazing.
What website is the link currently on right now?
Well, it's on idrawpeople.com on the pull down. You can go right to the Bronx Wanderers Limited Edition. Social media wise on Facebook, you can go to Portnoy Gallery, you can go to Neal Portnoy, you can go to the Bronx Wanderers fan page, you will find it there. And listen, it's going to be a collectible item in my opinion.
No doubt.
Absolutely. So check it out. It's on Facebook. It was posted today, reshared on LinkedIn, and it's quite interesting that it's available. And we look for other projects like that. And it does make a great gift idea. I mean, those of you who are watching on Facebook, you see that we're sitting here in a part of the gallery that you like to call the entertainer section, right?
Well, this is the entertainer section, and the pictures that you're viewing behind us, all of the original artwork is done with magic markers.
Right.
And then, of course, I make reproductions on canvas, on acrylic, on paper products, a number of different. Hey, listen, the phone's ringing. It's in order already.
That's right.
I can hear it in the background.
Maybe
or jambalaya from Jamaica.
No.
Did you make that in Jamaica? No. Jambalaya? Where's jambalaya made?
They make jerk in Jamaica.
Jerk. You call me a jerk.
Yeah,
You're
well,
live
yeah.
on TV.
Irkin. Wouldn't it be Irkin? Jay Silent, isn't
I
it?
thought that,
Or is
was
that
a
G?
I thought that was a pest control.
I thought you
company.
Right, that's
or
Orkin.
something.
Oh, I'm
That's-
close.
That's
I'm
it.
close.
Yeah, exactly. That Jay is silent there too, by the way.
Wonderful.
Couple of shout outs. Just joined us in the Facebook feed if I can. Want to say hi to Britannia Phillips, no relation, but nice to have you, Britannia. Appreciate it. Daisy May, who just had her pet, was just Portnoy.
Yeah, Daisy Mays with UrbanUnderdogslv.com. They go out and take care of the homeless pets, the homeless
Right. Population.
who own pets, and make sure that they're in conditions where they can't make other pets.
Gotcha.
And it's a wonderful organization, and they've used Cynthia's dog, Duke, for years in photographic form, and she commissioned me to do an illustration of Duke, and that will be their new corporate branding.
There you go.
Speaking,
go
sorry
ahead.
about that. Speaking of illustrations, Neal and I have a project that we've been working on lately. Neal, I don't know if you know this or not, but he does all of the illustrations for a small little startup company called whinybitches.co. And it's hilarious, extremely hilarious t-shirts, etc. But check it out if you get the chance, because you will just laugh your butt off. Some of them are just incredible, you know, and the talent this man right here to the left of me has is unbelievable. So yeah, check that out as well.
Absolutely. And just two quick shout outs to Scott, who's watching up in Alaska, and Jerry Travato. We thank you for joining in. So our Facebook live chat is cooking. Unfortunately, as I'm watching the Audacity recording, for some reason it's not picking up my microphone at all.
Yeah, I don't know what the
So
deal
it
is.
was at first and then it stopped. So folks, we may not have an audio file, but we will have a Facebook
That's fine,
file.
too.
And Facebook is frozen again because of the feed. So we have to work out on the Wi-Fi where we're going to get the best signal for stuff. So hang in there, folks. The technology is wonderful, but it'll reset and it'll do its thing. So hang in there with us.
Boy, the phone just keeps ringing, doesn't it?
I'm telling you, maybe a few thousand orders you're missing on there. Or it's just Dorothy saying we're not doing well. Who knows?
Those phone calls, I quickly looked over the monitor, are coming from Florida. I think they're trying to find where my vote went.
Oh, I see. Yes. Are they still counting votes out there?
They are, you know.
They're still
and
counting?
I think they met the deadlines, and this is as political as we are getting in the show.
At this point, just flip a coin.
But they have met the deadline, and now they're debating whether all the allowed write-in votes have the proper return date and stuff like that. It's a joke.
I understand the guy that's
we're not getting hacked by the Russians. We're getting hacked by Florida.
Yeah. I understand the guy that's in charge. His name's Chad. Is that not?
Oh no. Is he hanging too?
I think so.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Cheap shot.
Terrible. Anyway, I haven't thought I was going to go. So, by the way, here's what I'd like to do, if you don't mind. I'm going to throw us a curveball, Neal, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
We met Bob the other night at the Armed Forces Chamber of Commerce Chamber Mixer, and Bob does his own podcasting radio show called The Veterans Voice. Is that what it is?
Voice of the
Voice of the Veterans. See, I screw everybody's title now. I don't even remember the name of your show anymore. So come on around if you don't mind. Just grab the mic behind Neal, and I want to introduce you to the crowd. Just let him stand behind you, give him the mic. So I want to make sure if you go in behind him, you're for sure going to be on Facebook.
Yeah, go right behind me.
Yeah, going right
Sure
behind,
you want me
behind the
on
guys.
camera?
I always wanted to say this live. We're gonna break for commercial. We'll be back. No, we're not.
No, we're not breaking.
We're not breaking. We're right here.
We're having
I'm
enough
knocking
trouble staying
down
on
Bob's
the air
breaking
as it is.
stuff back there.
Yeah.
All right, so Bob is host. Talk about your show and what you do for veterans in the community.
Well, the company's called Voice of the Vet, and the website is voiceofthevet.us. And what we do is we interview veterans, and they talk about their time in service and their stories, and then we kind of drift into what they're doing now. And it's amazing some of the stories we've had. Everything from guys in Vietnam that one guy was like 5'5", and he carried the heaviest weapon with his group and like 60 pounds of ammo. And going through they were special forces. And it's some of the stories were like, whoa.
Well, we met recently at the Armed Forces Chamber of Commerce event, where, by the way, Aaron received an award for being inducted into the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame. Congrats on that.
Congratulations, yes.
And they're still counting in Florida if those votes count for my induction. By the way.
That's pretty good. Nice segue into that.
So you like that? But I'm bumped.
But we had met then, and you know me and my personality. I'm not afraid to introduce myself or give a card and network or plant a
I've seen you
seed.
talk to yourself, but you like talking so much.
I do it every morning in the mirror. I wake up in the morning, I go to the mirror, and go, yeah,
Exactly.
look at me. But we talked, and I showed you some of the work that I do on my phone, and of course you were blown away. And I said, well,
Everybody is.
you got to come to the gallery, because now that you've been here, it's a totally different experience when you come here. About possibly partnering with the show you got. Talk about
Yeah, let's talk about the
you're
show. Absolutely.
Well, the show we're doing is kind of like what you guys are doing here. We bring guests on, anything from veterans to celebrities, whoever we can grab that's walking down the street sometimes.
And we will appear on that show at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and we'll set some time for you to come in, and you'll be in the hot seat with us.
And,
Good.
And the marketing thing you're doing for the live show.
Yeah, talk about the show.
On the strip on Vegas, that talks something about a mob, and
There's no
they're
mob
still
in
here,
Vegas,
but
come on.
tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, there's a new show in Las Vegas. It's at the Plaza downtown. It's called A Mob Story, and it's not what you would expect. People go on the show and say, "Oh my God, I didn't expect that." There's singing, there's dancing. The dancers are phenomenal, and you actually have a former mob boss in the show, Michael Franzese. Now you can look him up on Facebook. You put in Michael Franzese, he's everywhere. It's incredible. He with the Colombo family for 20 years.
So he's Italian. His name ends in a vowel.
Yeah,
Go ahead, all right.
and what a great guy. I mean, now here I am. I'm a former police officer, and now I'm working in a show with a mob guy. I love it. You know, it's the most fun I've ever had, probably.
Only in Vegas, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. But Michael has he has a ministry now, and he goes all over the world and speaks, and he's mesmerizing when he talks about his story, and he does that on stage. He comes out 3 different times. One time he even takes questions from the crowd. What do you think the most common question is?
Is the mob still here?
No.
No,
Where's
that's the
Jimmy
question.
Hoffa?
Oh, Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, that's.
I think I'm just going to grab the bike from you. If we ask Aaron, because he is from New York and has been to Giant Stadium.
Jersey. Don't put me in New York. I'm in New Jersey.
All right,
Jersey.
what exit you talk Jersey?
136 off the Parkway, 13 off the Turnpike.
Isn't
What
it
other exit
crazy
you want?
that we drive in a parkway and park in a driveway?
Absolutely.
I just thought I'd bring that up.
Why do we brush our teeth and comb our hair?
I don't comb my hair.
That's not either.
there.
All right, never
Let's
mind.
not go there. But talking about New York and
Yes.
Giant Stadium,
Yes.
you asked where Jimmy Hoffa. He's buried at Giant Stadium.
Old Giant Stadium. He's not in the new one.
They
Unless-
moved
That
him.
you know of.
That I know of. That is
They-
very true, CJ.
Yeah,
That is true.
didn't they move him? Or?
I don't know. It's look like Marlo. If I tell you, I have to kill you. So I don't know. I can't divulge.
Okay.
He could probably tell you better than I can.
But
I'm
the
still
show-
stuck on the combing
but the
your
show
hair.
that we have, the show about the mob in Vegas, and it's funny that it's at the Plaza, since our former mayor, Mr. Goodman, Oscar Goodman.
Does
and
he still carry the title as Mayor Goodman since
Sure
he
he
was
does.
mayor? Right?
Sure he does.
Okay. I was just curious.
President Carter, President Ford,
That's
I mean,
true.
they were still presidents, right?
That's true. Yep.
Right.
That's confusing. But go ahead. I
I
digress.
just lost my train.
Yeah.
No, when I'm which is real.
So easy. So easy.
But some people say, bring the mob back.
Oh yeah.
You know, bring the
Yeah.
mob back to Vegas. It was so nice way back when locals didn't have to pay for parking.
Right.
And you could go to all these little venues, these shows, and see live entertainment in a 150 seat arena type thing.
I had the opportunity. My old radio partner Ricky Cash, when we did Vegas Unwrapped on the internet, we had an opportunity to do a sit down with the mob. Okay, now picture these people around the table: Henry Hill, Frank Culata,
Whoa.
Dennis Armaldi. Do you know who Dennis was?
I've heard the name, yeah.
Former FBI agent that caught the hole in the wall game that Frank was part of.
Right.
That he
Oh,
was
wow.
part
Okay.
of.
Yep.
Craig Vincent, who was in the movie Casino. He played the cowboy and had his feet up on the table that
Okay.
Robert De Niro and Don Rickles had to throw out and hit him with the phone or whatever it was. But me and Ricky, and I know I'm forgetting, and Denny Griffin. He's a former police officer that has written books about the mob, and that's how we met Frank Culata. Okay, P.S. So we're doing the interview, and just what your question about the first question was, is there a mob here? So Ricky Cash, we're sitting there. Now Henry was toasted. He was known for teetotaling just a little bit.
Sure.
He's drunk as a skunk at the table. So Ricky asks him the following question, just like you asked and mentioned about. Is the mob still in Las Vegas today? So the interview was done maybe 6 years ago. Henry, without missing a beat, and I still hassle Ricky about this, he looks at him and he says, "What are you, a country bumpkin? Of course the mob is still here in Vegas." With that, I looked at the camera and said, "Good night, everybody. You can't pass any better than that." But I mean, so the theories are still there, and it was quite an experience to sit down with those guys. And the video is still available on my other YouTube channel, Unwrapped 2010, if you want to check it out. But yeah, so just going along those shared experiences, it's quite interesting to sit down with these guys and ask them questions like that.
Oh, I've met relatives of some of the main name mobsters you'll see at the Mob Museum. They come to the show.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and the stories they have are just incredible. We'll get them in here for you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, absolutely. What I'd like to do is we're going to set a Saturday up for you to come back, and you'll be in the hot seat with us for the hour. We'll talk about anything that you want to. But I just didn't want to pass the opportunity to introduce Bob because, there may be something we're going to end up doing with Bob, but with the show, we're going to appear, whatever. But I just wanted to introduce Bob to our audience as well. And check it out because he is on Facebook as well.
We are always looking for protection.
That's
And
right.
if he knows people who know people,
They know people. We'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
we
You
need
know
to
what I'm
have
saying?
him in here. So you know what? Any inquiries about the mob, Aaron and I are out of it.
That's right.
Contact
Contact Bob.
Bob. We will
Directly,
give you
yes.
the message you need to know.
And Bob is on Facebook. No, he's not. But the show, I couldn't find you personally on Facebook, but the show.
There's a
is-
reason for that.
Oh, right, the mob, yeah,
Witness
yeah,
protection.
How many nights a week is the show? Is it only weekends? Tell you.
Right now, it's Wednesday through Saturday right now, but after the first of the year, it's going 6 nights a week.
That's
Well,
tremendous.
when he gets his PR and marketing team up and running to pound the streets, it'll be going further, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Remember what he
think
just
that
said.
Aaron might sidebar as a affiliate
Of the show.
paid employee of the
Well,
show.
who said paid?
Oh, I don't know. Listen, I believe in the secret. If you put it out there, it's liable to come and get you. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Up to the
why I
universe.
put it out
That's
there.
right.
I have my handcuffs in the car, so.
Great,
we're good.
wonderful.
Whoa. This is a PG show.
That's right.
PG show.
That's a whole nother topic of the show.
Well, thank you very much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I'll let you
Thank you.
get back with the audience over
Yes,
there.
keep them under control.
Keep 'em under control.
Definitely, you
We're
got
good to
that
go.
right.
You got it.
I'll knock down your pictures as I walk by
Yeah,
again.
who is that? Which guy is that? Oh, Brad Paisley.
Yeah,
See,
you
I'm
got
not a
it.
country guy, so if you knock him down, I know I'll get hate mail for saying this, but I don't care. But yeah, Steven Tyler, by the way, is we had Michelle from doTERRA
Oh, okay,
who
sure.
came in. Her
Yep.
husband
Yep.
is big in the entertainment industry. Steven Tyler's their grandfather to their kids.
Their
Wow.
grandfather?
Godfather.
Godfather.
Thank you.
Godfather,
No,
okay.
not grandfather.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steven Tyler. Sorry.
Wow.
No,
How's that
Godfather.
work?
When Michelle came into the gallery, we did a one-on-one in here, explaining how they might be able to use what I do. And she explained who her husband was. I said, well, you gotta get him in here.
Yeah.
This is his industry. He's gonna walk around, see all the entertainers. Let him do what he does best. I'll just sit and draw.
That's all. That's all that you need to do. All right.
Indeed.
So I was gonna do commercials again, but we'll do them at the end of the show because we've got about 15 minutes left, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll have an audio file. If not, the Facebook feed will definitely be up because I'm watching the screen and for some reason it does seem to be picking up my microphone onto the Audacity for some reason. So we're gonna have to look for probably another podcasting program. Maybe our tech guy over here will give me another
Oh, he
suggestion.
will
We'll
definitely.
talk about it after the show.
Speaking of our tech guy, nice segue in. I have a relationship with Marlo and CJ. You know CJ. This is the first time the two of you have met.
Right.
So is there anything that you would like to ask him that I may already know, and that way I can stay to my 30% talking?
Am I asking which one or both of them? Marlo. Well, what I want to talk about, we're going to talk off the air because I don't want to put something out there that may or may not come to fruition.
Okay.
But here's what I want to do: is I always like asking the oddball question of anybody in every industry, and I'll come back to you, CJ, with the same question so you can think about it. What's been the weirdest calendar day that you were asked to make nationally?
Yeah, I'm not going to repeat that.
It's not like the FCC can find us. We don't have a license to be talking appropriately. But can you at least describe it politically correct and give us an idea of something that's weird?
It's adult themed, and we have a lot of those. So yeah, we have a lot of very unusual national days that are suggested. There's been this talk about maybe having an adult National Day calendar. So, but we'll never do that. But it would be interesting, of course.
How many applications do you get a year for a National Day calendar?
Over 20,000, and we honor about 25 of those or so. They have to go through a committee. So we have a committee of 4, and it has to be unanimous. So it's fun to sit out, and I'm not on the committee. So, but it's fun to sit outside when they're making when they're debating each other. Because you'll have 3 of them that say yes, and there's that one holdout, and they're always trying to convince the person who's holding out. They have to do it. If they don't get a unanimous vote, it does not become a national day.
So they're a hung jury.
Yes. Yeah.
A hung jury. Now, you gave CJ last year an award. I don't know if you want to call it an award. How do you say that?
A proclamation.
One of those.
Yes.
One of those proclamations.
How do you say proclamation? Isn't that a double
Without-
negative?
Yeah.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Without the silent
But
J.
Right.
tell us a little bit about what that presentation was all about and how CJ was involved in it.
Well, we actually have a new national day called National App Day, and it's not the food; it's the apps you have on your phone. Although I think we should, if we're going to do some type of celebration in the future, we need to bring appetizers into National App Day somehow or another.
Absolutely, yes.
Fun to do that, but yeah, so that's what it is.
Sponsors.
So, yeah, that's sponsors or something. Yeah, it'll be fun, right? But December 11th, I believe it is.
December 11th.
Yep.
Which, incidentally, ended up to be my father's birthday, so that's just kind
pretty
of
cool,
weird.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, CJ's the founder of National App Day. And this will be the second one this year. Last year, it was kind of an experiment. I mean, we kind of surprised CJ at the last moment. In fact, I remember you being involved in this, and you were trying to get CJ to come over to accept his proclamation. He didn't want anything to do with this.
At 11 o'clock p.m. in the evening.
But you have to understand, it really was a grand experiment because at 4 o'clock that afternoon on a Sunday, it wasn't even a national day yet. So we pushed it out there. And it was interesting to see the national media pick up on it the following day as it came out. So this year, because there's a lot more lead time to it, the National App Day will be a big deal and will probably trend.
Let me ask you this. We have national this day, that day, but there's a number of different, let's say March 11th, which is my birthday. And I don't know national what it is, but it's national.
I believe that's Nap Day.
How ironic.
We went through that last year. But it's not just National Nap Day. There are another number of what that day is. So you're not kind of locked into this day is only restricted to that one National App Day. It may be something else National Day.
Yeah, there's a few other people that have May 11th as their birthday as well. So we take the same analogy that we can have probably more than one National Day. We have about 1,500 national days right now. About 1,200 of those were proclaimed by Congress or by Hallmark, 100 years ago, whatever. Most people don't know this, but Hallmark is the reason we have a Mother's Day and a Father's Day.
To sell more cards?
That's exactly right.
Makes
They
sense.
brought this stuff up, and it became a national. Well, I mean, it's not. And I guess Mother's Day still isn't a national holiday. It's just observed on the the second. It's not something that was declared by Congress or anything. It's just everybody observes it.
But it's amazing how on all of these days you got to go and get a card.
Yeah, but that's why you have Evite cards. You can do all that stuff online. Send out cards. You can do it right from the. Is that good, Kathy? You can do it right from your desktop. I do have a suggestion for a national day. Okay, want to give a shout out to 2 people that popped in while we're Mary Thomas. Thank you very much, and some gal named Eileen is watching us right now. So my wife is watching. Here's the national holiday that I want to propose. Your wife, Miss Dorothy, is in there as well, watching.
Okay.
The national holiday I want to proclaim today, November 17th.
Wait, time out. Is this going to cost me?
Oh, I don't know. It depends on how he treats it.
He's not on the board.
Before, he's sitting between two Jews. We do things a lot frugally.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I brought it up.
Right, exactly. National holiday today. Both of our wives are listening to twin brothers from different mothers. Same day, live, no podcast. They're watching us right now. Today has got to be a national holiday. Woohoo! Wives listening to us, national, whatever you want to call it. It's got to be observed, man. It's a first.
You know what? Let's put it out there to our listening audience and watching audience as we're on Facebook.
Right.
Give us your suggestions how we would tie into what Aaron just said and call it a national something day. And then we'll go to the guru. And, we'll see if we can get 4 people, decision by committee never works, to agree to it and we get it done.
Diana Waxberg is watching in the feed and she loves our guest today. She's sending kudos, but she does have a question, which we did ask at the top of the show.
Sure.
So Diana, you're late to the party, but I'll ask it again anyway. Real briefly, explain how you guys got into the businesses that you're in.
So National Day Calendar was a hobby. We just started by, found that there was no information online about where the National Days came from, started to investigate. And we've only been a business for about 3 years. Most people don't realize that, but the holiday's been around for a long time. But you're laughing already. I want to go right to that.
Okay, I'm laughing because I did get a suggestion. You asked for a suggestion.
Oh, good.
Wait, time out. Who did it come from?
I'll give you 2 guesses. And you're about to get one of them right.
One of our wives.
That's correct. Exactly. So, from my wife, National Bite Me Day.
I think that's already a day.
It is, yeah.
They call it something totally different.
That goes back to the kind of days you probably won't ever do.
That's
Right.
correct.
Exactly right.
I do have a question for Marlo. I'm not sure exactly what day this was that is on the calendar, but I did make an observation not too long ago, Marlo, so I wanted to know who was in charge of this. First of all, it was National Nude Day. The same time it was National Tape Measure Day.
Oh my God.
Coincidence?
Oh my gosh.
Coincidence there, Marlo? How did that work?
It's funny how people pick up on that, and they put the, and if you ever watch social media feeds about the national days when there's a few of them together, they figure out ways that they can all celebrate them at the same time, right?
Right.
So they'll match sentences together, whatever it is, so that they can actually celebrate all 2 or 3 days
Take
together.
2, draw 3.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And today is actually Take a Hike Day, so Bite Me Day kind of falls into the same thing.
There you
right?
go.
Take a hike.
Well, unless of course they mean it for the sports enthusiasts,
Yes.
take a hike to exercise. But I like
Yes.
your analysis
Yes,
of that.
yeah.
So it's close, but take a hike is the cleaner version of what you're suggesting.
I'm still trying to tie in the National Nude Day and the measurement. What was it?
Tape Measure Day.
Tape Measure Day.
Yeah.
If you have to sit here and still figure that out, then there's a problem.
Well, guys lie about sizes, so I'm trying to figure out how to
That's
tie this in.
why the tape measure day is flexible. It can
Oh!
adjust accordingly.
Got it.
Come on now.
God, thank you for the clarification.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. I may not talk much, only 30% of the show, CJ, but when I
Still
do,
upset with that.
and when I do, it's impactful. So, but no, it's true.
And of course, Neal, when you use the tape measure, use the metric system.
I go to Celsius.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Objects are further than they appear when they're closer.
Right,
Whatever
right,
that thing
right.
says on your mirror there. Oh my gosh. That's funny. All right, so we'll take a few more suggestions. And Diana, thanks. So why don't you give a quick background for Diana and the audience?
Oh, sure. Diana. Basic background is that I started in the photographic industry, 38 years within the photographic industry, retired from that, and then it's like, what was I going to do with my life? So I went into mobile apps because I was on the technical side in the photography industry with the algorithms of the cameras, et cetera, et cetera. So programming came naturally to me. That's pretty much it.
You know what? I just got to jump in. When you talk about mobile apps, just the 2 words together, mobile apps, they don't really make much sense.
Right.
These are applications, the little icons that we not technical people see on our
The little
computer, the little buttons
Buttons.
on our phones. This is something they can download, put in your phone, and act the same way to whatever degree that we're using with Facebook and Twitter and whatever.
But of course, we don't do that when we're driving.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
because we pressed a button that says you are a passenger.
Tell that to the cop that pulls you over.
No doubt about that.
Hello, Melissa Jones. I see you out there on Facebook. Lisa Taylor, thank you for joining us. Please reshare this to your friends and family. By the way,
Hey guys.
Portnoy Gallery. We're here at the home of your passion.
My passion, and we're located at 1537 West Oakey Boulevard on the corner of Oakey and Western in the Business Shopping Plaza. You know, we call it Portnoy Gallery because when we moved here 2.5 years ago, what do you call the place?
Right.
It's more like a museum.
Absolutely.
It's 45 years of history of some of the artwork that I've done over the years. The front 2 rooms are more gallery with a lot of originals and reproductions, but my studio's in the back. That's where all the magic happens. Everything I do, as we mentioned earlier, done with magic markers, but it shows you how the work's been used. Used on publications, on the covers, used on wearable items, used on merchandise, used to raise money for charitable foundations. It really is something when people come here to the gallery expecting me here 10, 15 minutes, and I'm kicking you out 2.5 hours later because I've got to draw.
Yeah, it's crazy the work that he puts into it. And yes, it's all done by magic markers. So here's the thing I want to throw out there. You know, we talked about the Bronx Wanderers idea as a gift. That's out there. If you have a favorite pet that's with your family, or you lost your favorite pet or whatever, Neal also offers a category of pet illustrations, which I've been reposting. Those make great gift ideas. If you have a friend, a spouse, a coworker that you want to get something really unique for and put that person in the middle of their world using Neal's skill set with the suggestions of the one who wants to get. This is something so unique that people will never, ever get rid of.
Well, it's one of a kind. Listen, the caricature artist, when you say the word caricature, people's description, their visual of what a caricature is, it's, listen, do I go out and do the 3 to 5 minute quick sketch caricature? Sure I do. I do that for fun and I get hired to do events. These are more portrait caricatures. They're done from reference photography. So the better the photo, the better the likeness I'm going to get. And listen, I always give you my disclaimer, which is management not responsible for the way you already look.
There you go.
So can I take off 30 pounds? Well, yeah, sure. Can I put your physique in the class of some of the dances that we talked about here in Las Vegas? Sure, if that's what you want. You become the writer. I illustrate your story.
Exactly. So check it out, idrawpeople.com, Portnoy Galleries, Neal's on Facebook, so I want to make sure that you guys also have an understanding of what Neal does. He's nationally recognized. He's done covers for colleges, he's done Hall of Fames. There isn't really a genre that Neal hasn't done yet. So if you can come up with an idea, awards for somebody, things like that, you know, throw it out there.
Well, I'll throw it out there. I mean, we moved to Vegas, you know, the Sin City, the entertainment capital. Somebody came up to me once, do you do nudes? Because, you know, you're in Vegas now.
Does that go back to the tape measure thing?
Well, it does. And I looked at him and said, look, I got that covered. I call it Portnoygraphy.
There you go. Portnoygraphy. You've been Portnoy. It's hashtag Portnoy, by the way, as that. Okay, we're down to the last couple of minutes. The hour, once we finally got audio going somewhat, flew by. So really everybody got about 1 hour and 20 minutes today of this shenanigan stuff that we do here. You notice, folks, there's no script, there's no papers, there's nothing on the table that guides us with what we want to share and have fun to do. Because that is the bottom line, is we're doing it because we have fun. And really, Neal and I have developed such a strong friendship that what we just do off the side, we've just put microphones in front of ourselves to share. And then to bring guests in to be part of the storyline, so to speak, just adds more fun to it. So I hope you guys appreciate it. Go to our Facebook page, Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. It's at hashtag Twin Brothers Different Mothers, so you can look it up that way. We do have a developing YouTube channel. You can check that out on YouTube under the same name, Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. So we are posting these up there as well. My wife said since there was no other suggestion that came in, she wins, whatever the prize was. I don't know. Did I miss something? Does she get some? Do I have to buy her lunch on the way home or something?
The prize is solely up to your choice.
Oh. Honey, get the tape measure. Anyway, so I want to thank everybody for watching today that's in there. We appreciate it. Just keep in mind that this is supposed to be fun and entertaining, and we hope we've done that for you guys. Those of you in California, hang in there, folks. Things are going to get better for you. It's going to take some time. If you are listening to us or listening to us on podcast while you're out there, hopefully we brought a smile to your face for at least an hour to forget about your troubles. Those are East Coast. got snow yesterday. 3 to 8 inches. I'm glad we ain't there.
I called my buddy back east and I said, look, I hope I'm not disturbing out snow blowing. Can you handle this? Yeah, really.
But anyway, we have no idea who our guests are going to be next week. We're going to figure that out. So you got to stay tuned on our Facebook page to see who we've got. And we may not have anybody. It could just be you and I again, which seemed to work okay last week. We got a very good response to our Facebook video. So with that, any closing comments from our guests, first of all, before I turn it over to Neal?
No, we just want to thank you for the opportunity. This has been a real blast, no doubt about it.
I agree. It's been a great time to be here, you guys. Appreciate the invite.
Absolutely our pleasure. Neal?
Nothing closing on my end is next week we promise we will not wear the Giants or the Patriots garb. We may go a different direction.
Just not nude. I don't want to do it.
How did you know where I was going?
I know.
I hate loud screens.
I hate nude on pictures.
I agree. But listen.
Put it back on! Put it back on!
I mean, the whole purpose of this show was to have fun.
Absolutely.
Let it flow. Get people interacting, leaving comments. I'll throw it again about the advertising opportunities.
Yes.
Very, very inexpensive to be part of this in our growing audience.
Let me ask you a question, and then we got to close out because we're over an hour now. Talk about advertising. Okay. How much, and I'll ask you guys, we're all businessmen here, how much would you pay to have at least 1,000 people within 1 hour, potentially, delivered to your doorstep that could lead to potential of clientele? I mean, how valuable is that? And I use the number of 1,000 because as of today, in 1 week, that's about where our first video is at right now from last week.
Right.
And the convenience of the podcast to replay, that means messages are going to be heard anytime, anywhere, whether it's a day later, a week, a month, a year, a millennium later, as long as we still have it up on the internet, your message will still be heard. How valuable is that?
I'd go at $1 million, and I would expect my
Your royalty?
family discount.
Okay, 99,999.
We back to the mob story here with
Yeah.
the family discount. I don't know where that was going. But you know, we started, let's just say, we started with the advertising. We
Right.
mentioned the number. We were offering people for $75.
Yeah. 3 mentions during
Three
an hour.
mentions
Yeah,
during an
that's a
hour
good deal.
show.
That's all.
Very reasonable.
Extremely.
And listen.
And that's just for
open to-
one show.
That's
If you
one
want to
show.
do multiple shows, then we have to have a discussion. But
Sure. But reach out to us. Reach out to Aaron. He's running this whole
we have a
thing.
new
All I do
email.
is draw.
We have a new email.
We do.
twinbrothersdifferentmothers@gmail.com. That's now linked to our Facebook page. I did that this week.
Okay.
So it's twinbrothersdifferentmothers@gmail.com. So email us your thoughts, opinions, ideas. If you're interested in advertising, no matter where you are, if you're within the sound of our voice, then we could be reaching your clients and potential business for you.
And in closing, I want to thank our guests today. I mean, this is what it's all about: friends, building relationships, helping each other out. No matter, you never know. My motto, my whole life, has been one moment in time changes everything.
Absolutely. My closing comment is very simply this. I used to close out my shows this way. Be kind to each other. Why? Because guess what? We're all we got.
Indeed.
For Neal, for CJ, for Marlo, for Bob, who's keeping our audience under control today.
Thanks, Bob.
Our guest out in the front foyer there who has been listening is giving me hand signals of it's enough already. Have a great week, everybody. Next week is Thanksgiving. We're going to do a show next weekend on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, why not? I'll bring a turkey in.
There you go. We'll make it a Thanksgiving
Well, you
show.
got Aaron.
You got me, right, exactly. Thanks, CJ.
Here's what we'll do. Because where we're located near the railroad track, there
Yes.
are a lot of homeless people
Oh, there you
out there. Maybe, you know what? Why not? I don't care what you do or who you are. If we can invite people in and make their day,
Absolutely.
celebrate every day, baby.
Absolutely. So you
Right.
know what? The show is open next week. We want to start bringing audiences in. I think it would be fun. But let's make it a food donation day. Come down, bring your donations here to the studio, and stay with us. And we'll go out after the show and we'll distribute. That's a great idea.
Great idea.
You come up with one. Take the rest of the month off now. Have a great week, everybody. From Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. See you next time.